Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. The Gypsy King Tyson Fury has been a benefactor of Anthony Joshua's June 1st loss against Andy Ruiz, climbing to the top of the Ring Magazine rankings. So you can see here on screen, Fury now number 1, Deontay Wilder number 2, Andy Ruiz Jr., who beat Anthony Joshua to become a unified champion, he slots in there at number 3 after previously not being rated. And you can see over here on the left-hand side the vacant sort of champion spot or consensus number 1. So no one has been awarded the Ring Magazine title. So probably imagine if Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder do end up having their rematch, that could potentially be on the line. So the key now is for them to not get upset, not be beaten, and you might have a consensus number 1 champion within the heavyweight division, according to the Ring Magazine's rankings, or the way that they do things. So Fury, number 1, climbs to top spot, and this is a welcome boost in sort of PR ahead of his fight with Tom Schwartz on June 15th. Remember that, this fight has been largely overshadowed in recent days because of this huge upset that was Andy Ruiz Jr. winning. It sort of sucked all the oxygen and hype away from Tyson Fury's upcoming fight. So this is actually a good boost for his profile. Ahead of that, he can go into it saying, look, I've been recognized as the number 1 heavyweight in the world. So if we round out the top 10 and then on to a few other thoughts and then on to a couple of other ranking related issues that I wanted to talk about. So we have Fury followed by Wilder, Ruiz, Anthony Joshua at number 4, and I know there's been debate among fans about where Joshua should sit after his loss. Some Anthony Joshua fans believe that he is still number 1 or at least within the top 3. But 4 he is here in these rankings. Dillian Whyte number 5, followed by Luis Ortiz number 6, Alexander Povetkin number 7, Joseph Parker number 8, Adam Kovnatsky number 9, and rounding out the 10 is Bulgarian Kubrat Pulev, who does have a guaranteed title shot against the IBF holder. When that will happen, it's unclear. He could face the winner of Joshua and Ruiz the rematch, although the WBO does have a mandatory challenger still to be named, and that is next in the rotation. We'll have to see where that all goes and how that plays out. Pulev does have his boxing license suspended at the moment in the United States due to that whole Jenny Sushi stuff. And if we just quickly go to the Ring Magazine story on all of this, breaking down the rationale for why Tyson Fury is at number 1, why Andy Ruiz Jr. is where he is, and Joshua, and so on and so forth. So feel free to peruse that at your own leisure. Some of the panelists here do think that Andy Ruiz Jr., there is a case that he could have been number 1 here. But no one really making much of a case for Deontay Wilder being the top dog in the division. Some people believe Wilder is the number 1, or it's a situation there's a Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder 1A, 1B type situation currently within the heavyweight division, given this loss from Anthony Joshua. Although, in other ranking bodies, and so we'll just go to BoxRec, which is a points-based system, highlighted this the other day, they have Andy Ruiz Jr. on top, and it's based on their point-scoring algorithm, who faces who and credit of opposition, all that sort of stuff. Not everyone's happy with that result, but one of the more respected bodies is the Transnational Boxing Rankings, and they have Andy Ruiz Jr. They've named him as their top heavyweight in the heavyweight division, followed by Tyson Fury, then Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Rounding out the top 10, they have Dillian Whyte, Luis Ortiz, Alexander Povetkin, Kubrat Pulev, Joseph Parker, and Adam Kovnatsky. And actually, it's all remarkably similar to the Ring's rankings, just, a few different shufflings of the different names. And this is where it becomes tough, because obviously the Transnational Boxing Rankings, as well as the Ring ratings, they are decided on by people. BoxRec is a system based on points, but even within fans, that's not completely agreed upon as a system that isn't infallible in itself. But with these other rankings, transnational, generally regarded as one of the most respected rankings within all of boxing. Andy Ruiz Jr. here is on top. But the Ring rankings, which are also highly respected, they have Tyson Fury on top. I've been waiting, though, for the IBF. What would they do? Where will they put Anthony Joshua within their rankings? And, sanctioning body rankings, we have to sort of take this For what it is, sometimes they don't really reflect reality, but Joshua, the beaten champion, he will make an appearance back in the rankings. I've been looking out for it because what normally happens is about the 4th or 5th of the month, the IBF rankings will update. And given that fight between Ruiz and Joshua was on June 1st, I expected to see Joshua in here somewhere, but they haven't updated them. Maybe they're still making a decision on what they actually do with Anthony Joshua, where he slots in. But he will probably have a relatively high ranking. It'll be the first time he's been in the rankings for the best part of over 3 years now. The other sanctioning bodies, they will update their rankings in due course. The WBO is generally about the 22nd of the month now, somewhere around there. And the other two, the WBC and the WBA, are generally towards the end of the month. So we won't see where Joshua sort of floats in the rankings until the end of this month for those ones. But the IBF still waiting on what they will do. But in terms of Andy Ruiz Jr., Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, where do you have them? And what do you make of Tyson Fury being now the #1 rated heavyweight within the ring rankings? I'm sure that will be ridden into the ground ahead of this fight with Tom Schwartz. And, with that sort of moniker from the ring, which is highly respected, you can't blame them for wanting to pick this up. You probably have already seen BT has jumped on this. Here is something from their Instagram saying Tyson Fury, #1 heavyweight. What do you make of it all? Who belongs where? What's your order? How should it all shape down? What's your top 10? As we've seen with a lot of these different ranking bodies, and even BoxRec, which is points-based, generally the top 10 is mostly the same names, slightly in different orders. Transnational, Ring, BoxRec, even other rankings itself, it's all the same sort of cluster, but just different debate over who goes where. Who is the best? Who deserves to be where? Tell me. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.